Hello everyone, this is the Bon Jovi Talk podcast. I thought I'd just jump on for a couple of minutes, talk about the Nashville events that went on over the weekend. Apologies by the way if my eye is looking closed over on here, that's because it is. Something's gone up with my eye, I don't know what. But anyway, so yeah, I thought I'd have a little chat about the runaway event that went on the other day. So obviously, I'll be honest with you, I didn't follow it too much. I didn't really know what was going on until kind of the days they were happening. So I think on the first day, I think everyone kind of met up and got the passes, and I think then there was like a little show going on in John's bar, the JBJ bar in Nashville. Phil X joined, done some songs. I think there was a tribute band, but I haven't seen any videos of the tribute band, or if I have, I've just kind of skipped past them. But I haven't seen anything anyway. And then I think the next day was the show. Again, I'll be honest with you, I haven't followed it a great deal. I haven't been that interested in it, but I think then there was the show. I think it was in a secret place, secret bar, I don't know, secret location anyway. And again, apologies if it's a bit dark, I thought it'd be lighter than this. Anyway, then there was the secret show, or whatever you want to call it, where no cameras were allowed, no phones were allowed. We kind of just had to go off what people were saying. And I'll be honest with you, that part of it I was a little bit, intrigued about, because obviously I wanted to see what the set list was. I did want to hear from, decent fans if John sounded any better, if he mentioned anything about his voice, if he mentioned anything about the tour or the Duets album or the 40th anniversary and whatever else. So I was intrigued a little bit on that side of stuff. So yeah, I logged into my phone yesterday, seeing the set list not great. And when I say it's not great, it's kind of maybe a set list you'd expect when they go on tour, which is what I presume he was doing this for. But at the same time, you've got a bunch of, let's call most of them diehards, who are paying a lot of money for this event. And the rarest song you can pull out the bag is Love's the Only Rule, maybe. Is that the rarest song on there? Do you know what I mean? It's not, and I wouldn't consider that rare, because they played it on the 2022 tour once or twice, I think. Yeah, a little bit disappointing with the set list in my opinion. If I went to a show and got it, paying 40, 50, 60 quid, whatever it is these days, probably more for Bon Jovi, but yeah, I'd probably go, okay, got a couple of songs I haven't heard before. Beautiful Drug I haven't heard, obviously Limitless, but I don't want to hear that. Legendary, that was a bizarre thing for me, because obviously it's the first official show that the band have been able to do since Forever come out, in front of fans and so on, and they play one song off the current album. And people may go, oh, the album's poor, the album's this. That makes no difference to me. If you're promoting a new album, not saying Bon Jovi are promoting that album at the moment, but it's the latest release. It's the first time to be able to play anything off it. It's a time to test it in front of fans who, I'm not being funny, were probably expecting to hear a lot of songs off Forever. I know if I bought that ticket, I'd have been expecting at least 3 or 4. If you're only getting one song off it, a song that we've already heard a couple of times live as well, so we haven't heard anything else apart from Legendary and People's House with the War and Treaty off the top of my head anyway. We haven't heard anything else live, and he just decided to play Legendary. I thought that was a little bit poor. You got the best song on the album, or certainly one of the 2 best songs on the album, in Living Proof. That was an audible, play that. Why is that so hard? You're playing This House Is Not For Sale and Have a Nice Day, and songs like that. Two songs that I think sound very similar in certain ways. Get rid of one of them just for that show and play Living Proof. Obviously there's other songs that I'd sooner get rid of, Limitless being one. Why he's continuing to play that, I don't know. Lost Highway needs to go in the bin, been done to death now. So yeah, just on a whole, I don't think the set list was great. Beautiful Drug as an opener, alright. I don't mind Beautiful Drug, I think it's okay. Quite like it. I haven't listened to it for a long time, to be honest, but from what I know I did like it when I used to listen to it. And yeah, I just thought the set list was disappointing. Obviously, then you start to see a couple of reviews from people, you know, who've managed to get home or go to the hotel and stuff. Let's be honest, I'm not going to listen to Jerry's one. I'm not going to buy into that one because, you know, saying John Bon Jovi is back, but then also saying, you know, it was 2018, 2019 level, that's not John Bon Jovi being back. I got a really honest review around the time that I seen that one, and I thought I'll go with that one more, and not because there was negatives to it. Well, yeah, I suppose because there was negatives to it, but it just seemed a bit more honest. Okay, the first couple of songs, John sounded shaky, you know, looked a little bit nervous. Then he got really into it and hit the high notes and prayer and so on and so forth. But then, you know, sounded pretty poor on verses of We Weren't Born to Follow. And I just thought it was a very honest assessment. And I would sooner it be honest and say he is back, because he isn't back. I don't think he will ever be back, and I suppose it depends what you define as back, but to me being back would be even 2008 to 2011 level. That's when I would say, okay, he's back. Anything after that, he's not even close to being back, unfortunately. Dorothea said John was back after Music Airs. That was January 2024. And, you know, he's still practicing now in front of people because he's not back. So, yeah, I'm not going to buy into all that rubbish. As I said, that type of review, I'm not going to be paying any attention to, because let's be honest, I'd have been way more surprised if he came back, Jerry came back and said, oh, it sounded awful, he sounded this, or, you know, or even if he gave an honest review like the guy sent me that, maybe I'd have taken that, but he can't say anything bad, can he? So yeah, so regarding the set list, pretty poor. I thought there could be much more to it. The Q&A, I think the Q&A was after about 16 songs or something like that. It seemed to be very low in the set list that I got given, that the Q&A happened. And from what I've gathered from the review that I posted, the Q&A was pretty poor. Don't think anyone asked about the 40th anniversary. Don't think anyone asked anything substantial apart from obviously when you're going on tour. And I think John's response was, you know, he plans to, which he's always said, and you know, it's got to be when he's ready. And I don't think he sounds like he's ready personally. Even from the reviews I've seen, quite a few more have been a little bit more honest, which has been nice and refreshing to see. I don't think he'll go on tour soon. I thought after this show it was just a way to go, oh yeah, they love me and you know, I'm back. But I don't think he's got that feeling. I think he knows he was probably not great last night or the night before, whenever it was. But as I said, I wasn't there, so I don't know. Regarding the Duets album, we got a little bit of news on that. So I'm personally made up that Robbie Williams is on it. I know a lot of people are going to go, Robbie Williams, oh, he's a pop star, he's this and that. I've always been a fan since I was a child, a fan of Robbie Williams. I think he's one of the best entertainers out there. I went to see him last week in concert. He was fantastic, still puts on a show in his 50s. Yeah, and he might not be the best singer, he may not even be the best dancer, but the music he does put out, I really like. I always have. Some of it is rubbish, some of it's fantastic. So one thing I noticed when I went to see him again, it's the third or fourth time I've been to see him, is you genuinely feel like every song that he plays has been a hit or is a hit. Yeah, just I'm buzzing with that one. And I remember, I'll post a video up later, I remember I asked Robbie Williams if they'll ever do a duet, and he was like, yeah, why not? Thankfully they are. Then we also heard that Bruce Springsteen's on it, which is quite nice. I'm intrigued to see what song Bruce Springsteen will be on. There's three that I think he could be on. We Made It Look Easy, Was Jericho, and Hollow Man. Hollow Man is probably the most fitting in terms of, you know, you can see him singing that. Was Jericho, I maybe see him on it, but I actually think I can see him, that's probably third on my list. I can actually see him being on We Made It Look Easy a lot more. I think the message behind that resembles John and Bruce, and obviously the band. So that, it wouldn't surprise me if that was the case. Then Avril Lavigne, intrigued to see what she may be on. I Wrote You a Song, Kiss the Bride. I'm trying to think of maybe a little bit of a slower duet, like ballady type, but yeah, don't know what one she could be on. And then obviously Def Leppard as well, which is interesting. And then we've also heard obviously a few others. I can't remember the name. Nancy something Laney, someone, Jason Isbell, Teddy Swims. I think Billy Falcon is meant to be duetting on one. So there's 8 or 9 people already. So I don't think it's going to be released anytime soon, maybe towards the end of the year now. I think it was meant to be this month, but it looks like it's been pushed back for whatever reason. Is John wanting to do a live show somewhere? I don't know, but I'm a little bit more excited about that now that there's a couple of artists that I like, and it'll be interesting to see. Someone mentioned they should have done this with the hits, leave the hits as they are. Forever wasn't the best album in the world. I'd sooner them, ruin Forever a lot more than ruin the hits. So yeah, I just thought, as I said, to jump on for a few minutes and give my thoughts on it. Disappointing set list. It's a shame there is no videos, because obviously we can't, as fans, make our own opinion up, and I know obviously phones aren't the best quality in the world. However, I still think it would have been nice for us to see the band perform again live. As I said, we haven't seen them for a while now, and it'd be nice to kind of just see something. Maybe it got recorded by the band, or the Runaway Tours and stuff, and they may upload a video somewhere after they've doctored it. And Jimmy yesterday mentioned it could go on Sirius, whatever it's called, XM, FM, whatever. So who knows? There's a load of different options. Who knows? But I don't think John Bon Jovi's back by the sounds of it. I don't think we're going to get a tour anytime soon by the sounds of it. I don't think Forever, the duet album, will be out just yet. There was meant to be 1 or 2 songs. I think I seen on a set list as well a song called like Red and White Jersey or something like that. Anyone got any info on that? I might have to message the guy who gave me the review on that. But yeah, guys, anyway, I was expecting a little bit more from this show. I think a lot of people were. The people who went to it probably loved it, which is fine. I think the whole thing's a scam, as I've mentioned previously. Even the other day with the tribute band, the non-hotel option was like $1,500. So basically you paid £1,500 for a Bon Jovi show, because you were allowed into the JBJ bar where the tribute band wasn't, Phil X was there and so on. You basically paid £1,500. I could have flew over and went into that bar and got all that them guys did. So it's a little bit disappointing, I think, for the fans who've paid a lot of money, but I've got no sympathy at the same time for paying that much money to one of them shows. Maybe if I was minted and rich and didn't have other priorities going on in my life, maybe it'd be something I look into, but it just doesn't interest me, unfortunately. So yeah, hopefully we get some better news soon. Hopefully we get a single soon, we get a video soon, something to do with the 40th anniversary still, because I think that was a massive letdown in the second part, which I mentioned on the previous video. The Crush 25th year anniversary, certainly in America, was the other day. We got nothing at all, but John decided to post about Hampton Water again. It's just disappointing, guys. So hopefully we get something soon. Hopefully we maybe get a clip, maybe someone snuck a video in, who knows. But yeah, a little bit disappointing. Thanks everyone.